Sitcoms. We love them. We hate them. We laugh at them. We cry at them. We wonder why live audiences laugh at unfunny moments. Bazinga. Sequels. From your good, to your bad, to your crimes against humanity. Look, I played catch up to those movies and I'm working through some problems. Animation. The amazing act of bringing drawings to life. By drawing similar pictures over and over again. Frame by frame. Please check in on your local animators, they are not okay. What do these things have in common? Apparently 2 new animated sequel sitcoms coming out in the same year. Good Times and Everybody Hates Chris made a comeback in animated form, and we gotta think about if they actually work. You see what I did there with the whole think thing?
Boy, I'ma slap you in the animation! Ow. Oh. Good Lord.
The black sitcom is possibly making a big comeback. Now, I know what you're thinking, but these are just rehashes. Well, look, y'all aren't supporting a lot of original shit when they needed it, and corporations suck, so rehashes is what you get. The silver lining, at least for these two, is that they're not half-assed. They actually add something to the conversation of these shows. Everybody Hates Chris was a black sitcom based on comedian Chris Rock's life growing up in Brooklyn in the 80s. Good Times was a black sitcom in the Chicago projects in the 70s. Only 2 decades apart from these shows, and somehow they get connected by the medium of animation.
Strange!
This animated approach does allow for black stories to be as over-exaggerated as the crew wants. Let's face it, we all have or are somebody that exaggerates a story, or straight up lying through their teeth. Animation gives more chances for high expression. The way Good Times looks is so distinct. Your pants should be on fire if you try to deny this. That one superhero comic book episode of Good Times is fucking crazy. The angles, the colors, the shadows. Okay, that was gross as shit, but the animation made it look cool. Wish Everybody Still Hates Chris was given the budget to play around with their styles. It's still serviceable for their jokes, cause how do you not laugh at these gutbusters?
You know better. Drew, leave us. I'm gonna slap you into next Tuesday.
Ah, that's some good hilarity. Now let's see what Good Times cooked up.
I was taking a shower and the water went from hot to what the Frio? Hope you got all the spots, player. I'll be back after you pay that heat bill.
Ha ha ha, even more good hilarity. If I had a nickel for every time a black animated sitcom did a sit on my nuts joke, I'd have, okay, only 2 nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Pass!
With both shows being animated, you get more over-the-top plots to play with. Obviously, these writers aren't stupid. They knew they would get away with more crazy jokes since they're cartoons. I'm onto you, you sneaky, clever bastards. Of course, Everybody Hates Chris was more like a live-action cartoon anyway. How do you look at this and think that's anywhere near realistic? His dad's black, he would have clearly got thrown off the roof. But here they actually get away with the plot about Greg falling into a manhole, which is very deserved, fuck Greg, without feeling too over the top. It's a balancing game and these creators walk it finely. Rochelle getting ratatouille'd is equal parts comedy gold and a deep revelation about eating what you could to survive and being shamed for it.
I don't hate government cheese. I just hated the way other people made me feel for eating it.
There's tragedy to this comedy. Beverly and Gray Evans take a trip down a bloody river to learn about society's problems with periods and deal with their generational trauma.
You mean shame her?
Fine, yes. Shame her into being better than me.
So your old mama shamed you and you turned out to be a fast-ass girl, so you thought you'd do the exact same thing to Gray and get the opposite result?
Well, yeah, but when you say it like that, it sounds crazy.
Both funny and mind-opening. To say these shows don't have the sauce as the originals is to admit to just being blind. These shows have something to say and they choose not to beat around the bush.
So pay your rent and you can move up the list to a less damp apartment. Until then, you're gonna have to keep your head above water!
Both kind of deconstruct things from the old series to build on them. Good Times updates things to a modern standard to speak about modern issues, whereas the old series did the same for that time period. Both tackle similar issues, but in their own ways. A new generation of Evans helps keep that connection to the old, but lets them do things on their own merit. Even though they're raunchier than the previous Evans, they still feel like they're cut from the same cloth though. You can't hate these magnificent dynamics, such as...
You have to twerk with them to work with them.
Did you just turn into Donna Brazile?
I did.
How'd you do that so fast?
Cause I need you to know how fucking serious I am.
Normally I'd ask who you think you talking to, but that really landed for me.
Though it's more risque, it still oozes that charm from the classic series. Hey, don't you walk away from me. Everybody Still Hates Chris approaches things by having Chris get some sort of leg up. The example being the first episode. It gives Chris a win by having his family be there for him. Once his parents are made aware of his problems with a racist-ass school, they have his back and help. Can't tell you how cathartic it is to see this racist principal finally get called out. They even approach the generational divide in a unique way. And in one episode, Rochelle and Tanya butt heads over skimpy clothing Tanya wants to wear. Rochelle overreacts and embarrasses Tanya in front of her friends. After some reflecting, they come to the understanding of each other. It's understanding two wrongs don't make a right. Reflections on how things were and how they are shine through both shows. They touch upon black issues and lifestyles, one booty joke at a time.
It's so beautiful.
It's the first time black people got to animate us on our own merit, so of course the crew went all out. Please allow me this beautiful tangent for some bitch ass niggas. Everyone bitching about the new Good Times was a hoe. Niggas went as far as to call this show racist because of the designs and character personalities. When the damn show was developed by a black lady, had black writers to write the characters and artists making the designs. Learn to pick your battles. You done fired on your comrades. I hate to break this to y'all, but not every black person has the same stories. Hoods exist for a lot of black folks. This show, like the old series, is just an exaggerated reflection of the times. Maybe they could have brought it back and made it a direct sequel, but then it wouldn't be as strong or interesting as the sequel is. It would just say the same things the original already said. This series touches upon black nerds in the hood that just want to escape to their hobbies, but some of them get sucked into toxicity of their environment, like gang violence, police harassment, and brutality, or simply having to put more time into taking care of themselves or their families. Hell, there might not even be any hobbies for them at all. New Good Times shows you in an exaggerated cartoony way what life for nerds in the ghetto can be like. To doubt the crew making this is so whack when you have potent lines like this.
What about the struggle?
We're black. It'll be here tomorrow.
You feel that? You feel that? Take it back.
Both of these shows have demonstrated that animated reboots of black sitcoms are valid. The heart of these shows is still there, even if it's not held by the same body. They do what they can with the medium, and they're all the more better for it. Sequels have a rough reputation, but it's important to acknowledge the ones that understand the assignment. Now, with all that said, Greg is the worst piece of shit and everybody still hates Chris. This jackass has abandoned Chris left and right. He keeps making pervy comments. He ditches Chris the second he can. He took over Chris's club and gentrified it. Even Drew called him out on it. Fucking Drew. I hate this nigga Greg so goddamn much. Fake ass friend. Dude's a whole worm just leeching off of Chris. This is the dedicated anti-Greg channel now. Can't stand this motherfucker. But that's just a thought.
Thank you.